Welcome to my kitchen. My name is Delis and I am a dietitian at Beyond Hunger. And in this series of videos, I wanted to share with you some of my family's favorite recipes. Every home cook needs a group of recipes that are easy to make, especially on a busy weeknight. And we're going to start with this really easy recipe tonight. It's called Orecchiette with Rapini and Italian sausage. Some of you may have tried this before. This is a recipe that my family loves, and we make this often on weeknights. So you start off with very simple ingredients. We have a pound of Orecchiette pasta, 1 bunch of Rapini greens, 1 pound of Italian sausage, a few cloves of garlic, some red pepper flakes for spice, olive oil, and a little salt and pepper, and at the end, pecorino romano cheese. I'll show you how we do this right now. Let's go over the ingredients a little bit. Rapini is a green that you can find at a lot of different supermarkets. It is a bitter green and it resembles broccoli a little bit. It's actually in the turnip family, and the leaves also resemble mustard greens. The flavor is a little bit bitter, and the tops, like I said, look like broccoli, but they don't taste like broccoli. They're actually kind of mild though. The bitterness of the greens is very pleasant in this recipe because it really acts well with the contrast of the salty sausage, and the mellowness of the pasta with the bitterness of the greens is a really nice combination. So with Rapini greens, it comes in a bunch like this, and I usually just cut off the ends of the greens first, just like this. And then I'll cut the rest of the greens into about 3 equal pieces, just like that. And I'll have that put that in a nice large bowl. The other ingredients that we're going to use in this is a pound of pasta. So orecchiette is a pasta from Puglia, which is an area in southeastern Italy, and it's very, very common in this area to use these kinds of pasta shapes. And orecchiette in Italian means little ears, and this is what it looks like. And the nice thing about about this shape of pasta is when you finish this dish, all of the different little pieces of Italian sausage and the greens get caught up in the openness of this pasta shell, or the pasta shape, and it tastes really, really good. It's one of my favorite pastas to use, and it's very traditional as well. The Italian sausage that we're using, this is a pork Italian sausage, but you can definitely use a turkey Italian sausage, and you don't want the casings in this, so we're going to remove the casings and use this bulk. If you're able to find bulk Italian sausage at the store, you can buy just bulk Italian sausage, a pound or less. You don't need that much. You can also make this recipe without meat at all. In Puglia, they would combine the pasta with the Rapini greens, and that would be a very traditional way of making it as well. But the option is to also add sausage, which makes it a little bit more substantial. This is one of the easiest recipes that you can make, and one that I've memorized, and one that can come together in 30 minutes or less. So let's talk a little bit about the garlic. So we have 2 to 3 cloves of garlic. And just to remember remind people how to peel garlic, is you just take the outside of the side of your knife and you just press, and that will help to remove the skin of the garlic very, very easily, just like this. I always keep a garbage bowl next to me in my kitchen, and this will contain all the scraps that I'm creating from my recipe, so then at the end of the recipe I can just throw it straight into the garbage. So to remind everybody what good knife skills are, is you want to try to hold your knife like this and wrap your hands around it and then start chopping. So this is an part that we don't want. So you just chop close to the board, and your other hand should have your fingers like this, like a claw. So we're going to chop up these garlic cloves, and we're just going to put them aside and wait till the next part of our recipe, which is sauteing the Italian sausage and cooking the pasta. Really easy, comes together very quickly. So I'm just going over the garlic right now with my knife and making sure I get it finely chopped onto my board. just like that. Okay. So the rapini that we just cut up before, I love this. There's a lot of nutrition into bitter greens like this, and any greens that you choose. Rapini is very, very rich in vitamin A, C, K, folate, all the other B vitamins, a really great source of fiber as well. So this is a really nice, nutritious grain that you can include in a lot of different pasta recipes. If you don't have orecchiette pasta, or you can't find orecchiette pasta, you could use any kind of short pasta, would work well. Shells would work well as well. Piperigate would work well. Anything that has a little hollow center that can trap some of the greens or the Italian sausage would work really well in this. Let me show you how I take out the casings from the Italian sausage. So I'll just slit it right in half like this and just peel off the casing. And I'll do that for all of them. And we just set that aside. Okay, after prepping our rapini and our Italian sausage, we're ready to saute the Italian sausage and boil the pasta with the rapini together. So put a large pot and fill it up with water, and you're going to add some salt. And you want to add a lot of salt to the water. It should taste like seawater, so you can easily just take a spoon and take a little taste of the water, and if it tastes salty as the sea, then your pasta water is ready. The reason why you want to salt your pasta well at this point is this is the only chance that you're going to get to really infuse your pasta with flavor. And it's a really important step that you don't want to forget. Okay, so now we're going to add our pasta. We're going to bring it up to a boil, and we are going to cook our pasta until it's al dente. And al dente in Italian means to the tooth, and it's an important part of pasta in Italy is cooking your pasta until al dente. And the amount of minutes that you need to cook this for is 11 to 13 minutes. And I'm going to set the timer for 11 minutes because I want to be able to finish cooking this pasta together with the Italian sausage and the rapini at the very end and get all of the flavors to be put together nicely. Okay, so we are going to now start with the Italian sausage. We're going to add a few tablespoons of olive oil. We're going to heat that up. And we're going to saute the Italian sausage, breaking it up with the back of the spoon, and keep cooking it until it's completely done. And we're also going to add a little bit of hot red pepper flakes and crushed garlic. And at the end, this will be, it's very quick to cook the Italian sausage. We're going to set that aside until the pasta cooks. So we're going to be cooking both of these simultaneously. And the nice thing about this pasta dish is that the rapini is going to cook directly into the pasta water with the pasta. So you don't have to cook it separately. So about 2 minutes before the pasta is done, I'm going to put the rapini in and finish cooking it together with the pasta, and I'm going to put it in a colander and drain it together. And that part will be ready, and then we'll just add the Italian sausage to it and a little bit of pasta water and combine it all together, top it off with pecorino romano cheese, and we're all done. So you may wonder why I said put a little bit of pasta water into the finished dish. It's a very important part of the process of making a very good pasta dish. The pasta water contains a lot of starch, and the starch is really important in really giving that nice texture to the pasta so it won't seem watery or anything like that. You'll notice that once you start adding a little bit of pasta water to your sauces will appear and feel a little bit thicker, and it's a nice pleasant flavor or texture in your mouth. So always include a little bit of pasta water. So right before I'm about to drain my pasta, I always take out about a cup of pasta water, so I can add to the finished dish. And it also helps to thin out the sauce if it's a little too thick. It just helps to emulsify everything all together. So as you see, I have my Italian sausage sauteing in one pan, and I have my pasta sauteing or boiling in the other pot. And occasionally you want to try to mix up your pasta as well so you don't get it to stick together. Just like that. And I have my rapini off to the side, ready for it to go into the pasta water 2 minutes before the pasta is done. We're going to saute this for a little while. And you notice that I am breaking up the Italian sausage because Italian sausage has a tendency to clump a little bit more than ground meat does. So it's important to try to separate it with the side of your spoon. So what are the Italian sausage flavors that are indicative of true Italian sausage? So the flavor that really comes out in Italian sausage is fennel. There's a lot of fennel seed in Italian sausage, and that is the distinctive flavor that you taste when you have Italian sausage. So some sausage has wine in it, garlic, other spices, depending on the region of Italy it comes from. Every region has their own recipe for sausage, but fresh Italian sausage in general has fennel seeds, and that is the flavor that's the most prominent. So you're going to let this saute a little bit. It's going to get a little bit brown in it as well, and after it's done sauteing, I'm going to add the garlic and I'm going to add some of the red pepper. You can make this as spicy or not spicy if you don't want to add any hot red pepper flakes. My family tends to like a little bit of spiciness in their dishes, so I like to add some hot red pepper flakes in this dish. So the Italian sausage is almost done. It's been cooking for about 10 minutes. And the sizzling that you're hearing is what you want to hear. And you'll notice pieces of the Italian sausage are sticking to the bottom, and you want that. And that will be released with the addition of some pasta water in just a moment. The pasta has been cooking for about 11 minutes, and we are going to add the chopped rapini at this point. And we're going to let this cook for about 2 minutes along with the pasta. It'll just finish cooking together. And I'm going to turn down the heat of the Italian sausage in just a moment. So this is going to cook together for about 2 minutes. It's going to wilt nicely in the boiling water. And what you want is a tender green. The stems will become just al dente and the leaves will be soft, but not overly mushy. They'll retain their nice bright green color. It only takes literally 2 minutes, so I set my timer for 2 minutes before my pasta is done. And I let the greens cook together with the orecchiette pasta. And then we will take a little bit of pasta water and put it straight into the Italian sausage. And we will drain the pasta with the orecchiette together. And then we will add the pasta with greens into the Italian sausage mixture that we have made. Okay, the pasta and the greens are done. I'm going to take a little bit of the pasta water and add it to the Italian sausage. Now this is the secret in making really delicious, creamy, silky pasta sauces. And it's an important part of really good Italian pasta, especially when you've had it at the restaurants and you're wondering how in the world do they get that pasta sauce so creamy. And it's the addition of that starchy pasta water. So you only need about a half cup, and you just add it until it incorporates into the rest of the ingredients. And in this one, I am releasing some of that fond that's on the bottom of this pan, and all of that is going to go together combined together with the orecchiette and the pasta. So I am going to drain the pasta in the sauce and I will be right back. Okay, so the pasta and the greens are drained together. We're adding them back into the pot. And we are just going to add the Italian sausage along with the pasta sauce directly into the big pot. And then all you need to do is just mix it all together. The pasta will absorb some of that extra pasta water that you added earlier, and it will continue to cook a little bit too. That's why it's always good to cook your pastas just a few minutes before they're completely finished cooking, because they should continue to cook in the sauce that you're going to put them in addition to the pasta water that you have also saved. So this is the secret to a really beautiful silky sauce. And now at this stage, you're welcome to add some type of cheese. Traditional in this recipe is pecorino romano. So this is what I would add to this dish. And that's it. Then this is ready to plate and ready to eat. This is a really easy 30-minute meal, and I'll show you what that looks like plated. Thank you for joining me today in my kitchen. I hope you enjoyed my family's favorite recipe, orecchiette with Italian sausage and rapini. To finish off this dish, you would add a little bit of black pepper if you want some. And then, of course, pecorino romano cheese, as much as you would like. And that's it. Mix it all up, and you have a nice, nutritious, easy recipe to make for your family that will make your family very happy. Thank you, and tune in next time when I show you a next family recipe. Thank you.